The wind is brushing lightly against my face as I stand in front of the hangar. Ahead of me sits a Soviet warbird, its metal skin catching the sunlight and breaking it into sharp reflections. At first glance, it looks like an ordinary MiG-23. But this aircraft tells a very different story. Today, I'm going to show you the true identity of a machine that has been misunderstood for decades. The MiG-23ML. Because this aircraft is nothing like most people believe. In truth, it is the misjudged hero of the Soviet skies. A legend begins. Picture the early 1960s. The world is changing fast. Jet engines grow stronger, and fighter jets are no longer satisfied with merely breaking the sound barrier. They want more. America unveils the F-111 and the F-14, showcasing their revolutionary variable sweep wing technology. This innovation dazzles the aviation world. And of course, Soviet engineers take notice. Inside the MiG Design Bureau, an intense effort begins. The beloved MiG-21 has served well, but the future demands a fighter that can carry more weapons, operate from shorter runways, maneuver harder and faster. Early concepts seem overly complex. STOL projects fail to deliver. But then, a spark of inspiration. We will build our own swing-wing fighter. And with that idea, the MiG-23 is born. The turbulent early years. But this part of the story isn't glamorous. When the first MiG-23 variants took to the skies in the early 1970s, things did not go as planned. Models M, S, MS, known to NATO as Flogger A and B, were rushed into service. Pilots disliked them. Some foreign operators sent them back. Even the Red Eagles at Tonopah described them as challenging, interesting, but flawed. And so a rumor took hold, one that would last for decades. The MiG-23 is dangerous to fly. What no one realized was that the true star of the program had not yet stepped onto the stage. A new player appears, MiG-23ML. Then one day, a new door opened inside the MiG Bureau. A redesigned airframe, a new engine, upgraded avionics, better radar, less weight, more reliability. This wasn't an improvement, it was a rebirth. The MiG-23ML and MLD were so radically improved that comparing them to the early Flogger A and B models is almost meaningless. One pilot said a line I've never forgotten. This MiG-23 isn't even from the same family as the early ones. Intelligence hidden in the nose. Walking beside the aircraft, the first thing that catches your eye is the PVD-18 pitot tube glinting in the sun. Just below it sits the RSBN6 antenna, often mistaken for an ILS receiver, though it's actually a short-range Soviet navigation system. A bit further down, a small air intake hints at the power inside, the Hilark 2 radar. For a 1970s fighter, this radar is astonishing, 53-mile detection range. J-band operation, true look-down/shoot-down capability. Anti-jamming features, data projected straight onto the HUD. Climb into the cockpit and you instantly understand why so many pilots fell in love with the ML, the dance of aerodynamics, AOA, and wings. Along the fuselage, a small sensor catches your attention. It's part of the Koya system, which protects the aircraft from stall and gives it remarkable agility. The ML can safely reach 35 degrees angle of attack, allowing the nose to rise toward the sky with surprising confidence. But the real magic happens at the wing root. Here lies the heart of the MiG-23ML's transformation. The third generation wing. The dogtooth leading edge. The variable sweep mechanism. As the wings slide backward, you feel like you're watching a predator preparing to strike. At 45-degree sweep, 45% less induced drag. At 72 to 74-degree sweep, 74% less drag. This is engineering transforming into poetry. The R-35 engine, the true heart of the MiG-23. Move to the rear, and a massive titanium ring dominates your view. This is where the legendary R-35 engine breathes fire. Forget what you've heard before. This is one of the most reliable turbojets the Soviets ever built. 28,600 pounds of thrust. Fast-responding twin-spool architecture. Lighter structure. Modern combustion chamber. Ask Bulgarian, Polish, or Russian pilots, and they'll all tell you, the R-35 won't let you down. And when the TS-21 starter turbine begins its distinctive whine, everyone smiles, because that sound is the soul of Soviet engineering. Simple yet brilliant Soviet practicality. Walk around the aircraft, and the landing gear may look complex at first glance, but everything is logical, durable, and easy to maintain. Open the access panels, and you'll see Soviet craftsmanship at its best. Efficient, rugged, functional. Every component is placed for quick servicing. Every mechanism is built to endure harsh conditions. Because this fighter must be ready to launch from grass, gravel, rough terrain, and it does, without hesitation. Why this aircraft was misunderstood. MiG-23's bad reputation came entirely from the early models. People lumped the ML and MLD together with the flawed initial versions. Even though they were practically different aircraft, but the truth eventually surfaced, thanks in large part to Western pilots. A NATO pilot who flew East German MiG-23MLs famously said, "I'd pick the MiG-23ML over the F-4F." Another pilot added, "Much more agile and reliable than I expected." This story isn't over. Now you've met the real MiG-23ML-, a fighter that was misjudged for years, yet stands as one of the most capable and impressive aircraft of its era. If you ever visit Lakeland, you can stand where I am standing now, right beside this machine, feeling the quiet pride hidden beneath its metal frame. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to leave a like, comment which aircraft story you want next, and subscribe for more aviation history. Until the next chapter, clear skies to you.